Hello, welcome to this small gameplay video on the unfinished game which I call Runeword. I created Runeword as a project for a video game subject at university. However, it's been an idea that has been in my mind forever. I do not plan to finish this version of the game because it is implemented in Microsoft XNA and I think there are much better platforms. However, I do plan to finish this game someday in the midterm with a lot more features than the ones I'm going to show here, and I plan it to become a real game which I can hopefully publish. Runeword is a dungeon crawler with WASD movement. One of the core feature of the game is the spell launching or skill launching. So if I press shift, these symbols appear on the screen, which I can close using the right mouse button, and while these symbols are on the screen I can click anywhere and start drawing a rune which passes through the different symbols in any given order, and this becomes the spell that I need to launch. So for example, if I do use fire, it's a small fireball which I can then shoot, and if I do something more complex like this, it becomes wall of rock, which is just summoning a big rock which stops the path of things. If I press F12, I get a list of all the available spells in the game right now. As you can see, there are some simple ones which are obviously less powerful, and some more complex ones which do some really cool effects. Like for example, one of the coolest ones in my opinion is the Slight Reality Slowdown, which just slows time itself and makes everything go slower for a short period of time. And it's really useful considering how much time you take in drawing the spells, and that part doesn't get slowed. One thing I would like to comment is that there are no map collisions in Runeword. Map collisions are pretty hard to implement in XNA, and I just didn't have the time, so I skipped it. There are, however, collisions between elements. For example, if I summon this rock, it will stop me from going through it. Of course, the same goes for the characters, spells, and monsters, etc. It's just the map that has no collisions. So let's show some fighting. There are three kinds of monsters in Runeword. The first one is the Snark. This one right here. They are very easy to kill. They have very low HP, and they just run in a straight line towards you. But if they get to you and they get close, they commit suicide. They explode and they deal massive damage. So it's pretty dangerous. A second kind of monster, which you'll see right now, is the Fire Goblin Wizard, which is just what it sounds like. It's just a small goblin which shoots fireballs at you, which you can dodge, and it's not too hard to fight. I can just, for example, freeze him, and then I can blind him, and then I can just fireball him to death. Oh fuck. If I get damage, it's no problem because I can just cast this recover spell which heals me. I can cast it in the middle of combat. The third kind of monster is the Agnar, which you'll see shortly. Not right now, but a bit afterwards. Agnars are much more dangerous because they move really fast, they deal more damage, and they are harder to kill. So they really are the tough guys of this game as of now. I will just kill these goblins and then show you the Agnar. As you see, I like to start all fights with the Slight Reality Slowdown. It just gives me time to set up things the way I want. This is the Agnar. As you can see, it moves quite fast. I can just shut him down with a small lightning strike and keep lightning him. It is really useful against lonely monsters, but when there's more than just one, it becomes not so easy. I'll just let him move a bit so you can see what it does. It just teleports around and then does this little charge thing, which is really dangerous if it hits. But I can just shut him down and kill him and then heal up. So I said there are plenty of spells in this game. For example, you can combine them as well. Like you can summon this rock and then you can push it like this with this spell which pushes anything, monsters, characters, whatever. Oh, I just called some monsters, so I'm gonna have to kill them. Okay, let's do something like this. I will put this here. I'm gonna heal a bit. Then I can just blind him again. Blind him again. I can cast this Frost now, which is really cool, and then I can just run away with a teleport and with this one thing, which is a short duration movement speed buff. As you can see, the combinations are pretty cool, and I think with more monsters, more spells, and better thought of maps, it can become a pretty cool game to play. Okay, I'm gonna have to run. Fuck. Okay, let's go again. Blind this guy. I'm gonna Blind this other guy. Blind this guy again. Blind this other guy again. Blind. Kill this guy. Then I can just finish it up. Okay. So as you can see, it can get pretty tough once there are lots of monsters. Let's see if there's some spell which I haven't cast. Well, there's the small fireball sentry is also really useful. It's something like this. It just summons a sentry which has knocks back enemies, anything colliding with it, and it shoots fireballs at enemies moving near it. For example, if I cast one here and one here, and then I come over here, these monsters will come and they will start shooting fireballs at them. So it's pretty useful. I think that's all. Well, there's the small pool, which is just it slows down anything going through it. It's not really that useful, but in combination with other things, it can be somehow powerful. Okay, so I'm gonna run. And now I'm gonna have the final fight, which I never really get to finish. I always die. Let's see if I can do better this time. Just a small fireball sentry here, another sentry here, another sentry here, another friend again. Oh fuck. Another sentry here, another sentry here. Okay, now I'm fucked. I'm gonna run. Gonna heal up. Well, this is my best performance at this part ever. So you've been witness of a historic event. If I manage to finish this off without dying, it's gonna be a first. Oh well, I think I did it. Did I? Oh, I can't believe it. Fuck. Nice. Oh well, I hope you enjoyed this. One thing that I would like to comment is that one of the main parts of this game, which I really like a lot, is what I call the effect system. It is an interface, a common interface, which allows for interactions, but at the same time keeping modularity between the different things, which allows me to implement anything on the elements of the map, which are the characters, the monsters, the spells, and the things, and any other thing that I would like to. And it is so generic that it has allowed me to implement in this game at the same time the collisions between elements, the damage dealing, the movement of the elements, the map, anything on the map, the player controls, the AI controls, even the life itself of the elements, and and the little things like the monsters getting frozen or blind. So I implemented all of these using the same system, which allows me to make them interact in many different ways, as you saw, and even more complex ones if I wanted to. And at the same time, it doesn't require me to explicit all the different combinations between spells and what they would do. I can just do it locally. So I'm really proud of this, and I really hope to be able to implement this in a different platform someday and finish this game, because I think it would be really cool. So I hope you enjoyed. Have a nice day.